Big news just in. NASCAR legend Kyle Busch has died. He passed away Thursday, May 21st, 2026, after a tough fight with illness. He was only 41. Look for his full tribute soon, on our site and in next week's video.
Here are the most recent deaths in the national news as reported at legacy.com in the third week of May 2026. I'm your host, Linnea Crowther. I'm the news editor at legacy.com, where you can read full obituaries for most of the people featured in this video and leave your own condolences on their legacy page. For those of you who watch our videos every week, I want to let you know that my legacy teammates will be helping out for a few weeks while I'm on a brief leave of absence. You'll still hear me later in the video when we share this week's memorial anniversaries. But first, here's my fellow editor, Steven Siegel, with this week's headlines.
Sad news for classic rock fans. Dennis Locorriere, the voice of Dr. Hook, has died. He was 76 and lost his fight with kidney disease on May 16, 2026. His band scored 6 top 10 hits, like Sylvia's Mother and Sexy Eyes. He also wrote songs for huge stars like Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, and Olivia Newton-John. Blues and soul star Clarence Carter has died at 90. He passed May 13, 2026 in Atlanta from pneumonia. Carter was born blind but became a legend with hits like Strokin' and the Grammy-winning Patches. In 2003, he joined the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Fans remember his soulful voice, bold lyrics, and how he wrote the original Tell Mama, later a hit for Etta James. French singer and actress Claudine Longet has died at 84 on May 14, 2026. Back in 1977, she was at the center of a shocking case. She was convicted in the negligent death of her boyfriend, Olympic skier Vladimir Savic. Longet is remembered for songs like Nothing to Lose from her 1968 film The Party with Peter Sellers. Fans also recall her first marriage to singer Andy Williams back in the 1960s. Christian TV broadcaster Joni Lamb has died at 65. A back injury made her health problems worse and she passed May 7, 2026. Lamb was famous for her show Joni's Table Talk, which started in 2001 and earned 5 Daytime Emmy nominations. She's also remembered as the co-founder of the Christian network Daystar. Stage and screen actress Anita Mitchell has died at 74. She passed in hospice care in Branford, Connecticut on April 14, 2026. Mitchell starred in the original Broadway run of August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which earned 3 Tony nominations in 1985. She's also remembered for roles on The Cosby Show, Law & Order, and in the film Malcolm X. Voice actor Tom Kane has died at 64. He passed May 18, 2026, in a Kansas City hospital from stroke complications. Kane brought joy to a whole generation as Professor Utonium in The Powerpuff Girls, voicing him across the series and its spin-offs. He's also remembered for Star Wars, where he voiced Yoda and narrated the Clone Wars intro. He also popped up in Archer, Kim Possible, Shrek, and so many more. Actress Anne Robinson has died at 96. She passed September 25, 2025 in Los Angeles, but the news only came out in May 2026. Robinson is best known for her lead role in the 1953 sci-fi classic The War of the Worlds, playing Sylvia Van Buren, a woman fighting to survive an alien invasion. She's also remembered for TV roles on Rawhide, Gilligan's Island, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Televangelist James Robison has died at 82 on May 16, 2026. He founded the Christian ministry Life Outreach International and co-hosted the TV show Life Today. Robison also wrote more than a dozen books about faith, life, and family. Influencer and Navy veteran Kenny Jerry, known as Patriotic Kenny, has died at 84. He passed away May 18, 2026, in Willarney, Minnesota, after a lung cancer diagnosis. Over 4 million fans followed his positive messages on Instagram and TikTok. Jerry used that fame to start the Patriotic Kenny Foundation, which has given out more than 130 mobility scooters to veterans in need. Inventor Greg Hyman, co-creator of the wildly popular Tickle-E Elmo, has died at 78. He passed May 1, 2026, in Boca Raton, Florida. His toy started out as a laughing monkey called Chip. Then, Tycho suggested turning it into Elmo instead, and the rest is history. Hyman is remembered for delighting kids, driving parents crazy, and kicking off a toy craze that took over the late 1990s. Longtime Congressman Barney Frank has died at 86. He passed May 19, 2026, in Ogunquit, Maine, after battling congestive heart failure since April. Frank entered Congress in 1981 and built a reputation as blunt and direct, always fighting for civil rights and economic fairness. His biggest legacy is the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act, created to fix the causes of the 2007-2008 financial crisis. He's also remembered as a strong voice for LGBT rights, the first openly gay member of Congress, and the first in a same-sex marriage. Colombian singer Sonia Bazanta Vives, known as Toto la Mamoncina, has died at 85 from a heart attack on May 17, 2026. Called the Queen of Cumbia, she brought Afro-Colombian cumbia and bullerengue rhythms to the whole world. Her album Latino America won the Latin Grammy for Record of the Year, and in 2013 she got the Latin Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. On May 18, 2026, a mass shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego took 3 lives. The community mourns Amin Abdullah, Mansour Kaziyaha, and Nadia Awad. Every week we bring you the biggest obituary headlines. Want more? Head to legacy.com, where you'll find tributes to millions of people. Any family can publish an obituary there, honoring a loved one online and in local newspapers everywhere.
In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 5 years ago this week, actor Gavin MacLeod died at the age of 90. He played newswriter Murray Slaughter on The Mary Tyler Moore Show and starred as the cheerful Captain Steubing on The Love Boat. 15 years ago this week, actor Jeff Conaway died at the age of 60. He played Kenickie in the beloved 1978 musical film Grease and was Golden Globe nominated for his role on the sitcom Taxi. 15 years ago this week, jazz poet and musician Gil Scott-Heron died at the age of 62. Widely regarded as a forefather of hip-hop, he is best remembered for his landmark 1971 recording, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. 35 years ago this week, singer-songwriter Gene Clark died at the age of 46. A founding member of the folk rock band The Byrds, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the group just months before his death. Rapper Lisa Left Eye Lopez would have been 55 this week. The fiery creative force of the Grammy-winning trio TLC, she co-wrote and performed on hits including Waterfalls and No Scrubs. She died in 2002 at the age of 30. Astronaut Sally Ride was born 75 years ago this week. The first American woman in space, she flew aboard Space Shuttle Challenger in 1983. She died in 2012 at the age of 61. Actress Beth Howland was born 85 years ago this week. She starred in Stephen Sondheim's original Broadway production of Company and earned 4 Golden Globe nominations playing the waitress Vera on the sitcom Alice. She died in 2015 at the age of 74. Actor Louis Gossett Jr. was born 90 years ago this week. He was the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for An Officer and a Gentleman, and won an Emmy Award for his role in the landmark miniseries Roots. He died in 2024 at the age of 87. Jazz legend Miles Davis was born 100 years ago this week. An innovator who helped shape jazz from bebop to fusion, his record, Kind of Blue, is the best-selling jazz album of all time. He died in 1991 at the age of 65.
Across the U.S., flags drop to half-staff each week to honor Americans whose communities are grieving. Here are this week's flag honors. South Carolina lowered flags for Officer Don D.J. Peller of the Greenwood Police Department, who died in the line of duty. Michigan honored former state representative Paul Clemente. Delaware honored former Wilmington Mayor Mike Przicki. Alabama honored former state representative Harry DeWayne Bridges. Maine lowered flags for firefighter Andrew Cross, who also died in the line of duty. Massachusetts honored former Congressman Barney Frank. And flags nationwide will drop for Memorial Day, honoring every member of the U.S. Armed Forces who died serving their country. Want to read more about the people in this video? Head to legacy.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube to stay updated on national news deaths.